Hello, Tony here for Lightwave Digital. Today what we're going to do is look at some basic ways to UV texture. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a basic can of Coke, and what we'll do is we'll use a tool called ABF UV Unwrap, which is, I think, one of the simplest ways to unwrap basic shapes. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make a can. So we'll start with the Create tab. Go to disk, press numerical, so N on your keyboard. We're going through the Y. Let's add more size, let's say 34. And I'm going to change the top so I can see. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out how big this can is. So I don't actually have a can on me, so I'm just going to kind of have a little bit of a guess. So I'm going to say, let's have a think. I mean, when you're modelling, it's always good to try and model whatever you model to real world sizes. So, I mean, this is maybe a little bit off. I mean, 12%. I mean, we're looking at the kind of radius to the height and stuff, and it's positioned in the centre of your grid. But I'm going to say, because we can change it after maybe, I'm going to say this is our can. So I'm going to shut the numerical and press spacebar. So what we've got is a basic shape of our can, but what we need to do now is make the rest, and we're going to keep it simple because I've got a UV for this already laid out ready, and we'll use that. So first thing is the top. So with the top, let's just maximize and have a look. So let's select the top poly, go to bevel, and we'll click and we'll bring up and in. So we're looking at that kind of lip that you get on a Coke can as it comes in. And again, if you had a real can in front of you, you can decide how far that comes in. So let's just say there. And what we'll do is let's make the rest. So then you've got this little bit that comes up. So with the bevel tool still selected, we're going to right mouse click to say we want a new bevel, and we're just going to pull up a little bit like so. Then we're going to let go of the right mouse and do it again. So I'm basically, what I'm saying is I want to keep using the actual bevel tool and right mouse clicking the bevel tool to just basically keep making this kind of shape. So let's come down a bit, maybe to there, and then I'm letting go of my right. So I'm doing this with my right mouse each time. Bring it up a little bit. Let's bring it up and in, and bring it in a little bit. I mean, let's say that is roughly the top of the can. So again, we'll select this poly. We're just going to use the bevel tool. Again, let's bring it in a bit like so. Then I'm going to my right mouse click, and then my right mouse click again. So I'm bringing it up. And I know usually you get an oval bit and stuff, but I'm not too worried about that. So what I've got now is I've got this kind of can like so. Okay, so we've got our can, and now we just need to unzip it. So when I say unzip, it's because we're going to use the edge tool down here, look. And what we're going to do is we're going to select seams, so loops of edges that we want to kind of detach and lay flat in our UV window. So if we change our top view to a UV window, like so, press A to center it, we're going to lay the top, the bottom and the sides out here. So let's go and do that now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by selecting the bottom, this row here, because all this above it is going to be like tin. Well, it's all tin, but this is going to be like metallic. And so what we're going to do is, once we've selected a few edges, we'll go to loop, so it loops it round like so. And then what we want to do is select the sides. So let's select by holding shift this, and that's it actually. Then what we'll do is we'll select a few edges going round, and then we'll loop it. It does go and add extra ones here that we don't want, because it's looping both edges through both axes. So we just need to say don't use them. So what we should have is this and not that one. So all this top we want separate and the bottom separate and the side. So we go to UV, ABF unwrap, and then you get this. So let's press spacebar, and if I select with holding down my right mouse and just lassoing round, you get the sides. So let's go on to rotate, or under modify rotate, and let's rotate it. Now you can see it's not exactly straight. This is because the edges come in, but what we can do is under UV, because it is more rectangle, there's a rectangle grid, so if we click that it'll make it more rectangle for us. Then we can go to modify size, let's size it up a little bit, and let's just move it here ready, and then spacebar / or click in this little box to drop the selection. Let's just maximize this window and press A, and now we're just going to separate these two bits. So I've lassoed around the top, I'm going to move it here, and we'll make it a little bit bigger like so, spacebar / and then lasso round, right mouse click, and again I'll move it into position roughly. So let's save that. Okay, and we go back, press A, it's all centered, here's all the top bit, here's all the side bits, and now we just need to add a UV. But before we do that, if you go across and click on what's called the vertex maps, under texture here, look, this is where it holds your UVs, which you can delete and stuff. Now currently it's called unwrapped, because, and if you did it again with the ABF you'll get unwrapped 2 and so on, but we're going to right mouse click and rename it to Coat Can UV. Okay, then now we can shut that down. Then what we're going to do is press Q or set surface at the bottom, and we're going to call it Coat Can UV and press OK. So now under the surface we've got the coat can. So I've already got an image which I'll provide, Coat Can UV, so I've just loaded it in and it's here, look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maximize the UV, and all we've got to do is match the polys here over the top of the image. So we're going to start with the main can, so I'm going to again right mouse click and lasso it. Like so, and then let's use the stretch tool and let's stretch it into position roughly. And then T for move, and then you can move it about like so, and again okay, like that. We'll say that. I mean, it's not exactly to the edge, but we could get it like that. And then let's take the bottom, lasso around it, and move it into roughly where it should be. Let's size it up a little bit, like so. And then lasso around the top. And if I was making this top out, I would probably make the pull bit, and I wouldn't do it this way really. Not unless it's on a shelf far away in a game and you don't necessarily need it, if you get what I mean. So again, don't worry about it if it doesn't look exactly right in this time. It's more about the process. So we've done that. All we've got to do now is assign the surface. So we go to surface, we've assigned the surface, we double click it, we're going to under 2D texture use image, color to color. We're going to, from the image drop down from here, look if it's not open, coat can. The plane of the mapping is UV, and then it's just a coat can. So straight away we've got a problem. I've got them the wrong way around. So they are live. So what I mean by that is if I go and select these now and I move this over here out the way, select the top like so and bring it over, you can see it's kind of placing it on there like so. Obviously the image is not quite right because the actual thing is way too big. So something we could do is we could manipulate it slightly just to make it fit. So let's go and choose points. And what we'll do is I'm going to lasso round these inner points like so. So I'm just checking I've got the right row all the way around. Look, can you see like that? And then let's just stretch them out slightly, which will shrink the inside bit. Again, it's not amazing, but it fits it a bit better. So forward slash, spacebar and forward slash, and then let's go and have a look. So we've kind of got it. You can see we've got a few bits that are not right, so we can still manipulate it, but it's more about the UV unwrap and how you use it. And in the next tutorial, what we'll do is we'll do some more UV unwraps with some basic shapes, and then add them to a scene together.